to Love Island the morning after. It is the final bonus episode of the series. I'm Indiyah Polack.
And I'm Amy Hart, and this week we've got extra content from Ali and G, extended interviews with Helena and Carrington, we've got a great set of questions from you guys at home, and we have an insight into Yaman's protein goals. We really hope you enjoy it. So as well as Belle, all the rest of the girls had their phone calls from home. How important do you think these are? Because, I mean, I didn't get one. You got to meet the parents.
I did.
I didn't. And I always see online people are like, they've only been away a few weeks. I will say, when I saw my mum at the airport, I literally couldn't speak. What do you think?
I can see where they're crying. For me, I was actually saying to you guys last night, I'm like, All Stars isn't as long, so why are we crying? But then again, you've got to remember they're not having phone calls.
Yeah, I think
messages.
that's it.
When I was in there a bit longer. So when my mum and sister came in, I was like, oh my God, it's you guys. Like, I forgot what they looked like. I forgot I had mum and sister.
Well, because you're in a bubble.
You're in a
I
bubble.
remember Amber saying to me, can you remember what your mum looks like?
Yeah, and I was
like...
Actually.
But there was certain people in my life that I couldn't visualise. I was trying, and one of my friends looked a bit like one of the girls that I was in Love Island with. And I couldn't see my friend. Whenever I was trying to see her, all I could see was the island.
That's mad. You know, that makes
crazy.
it make sense then when you say that, like how much your family means to you, but also how much the people in there mean to you, because you're so separate.
Yeah, it's like, you know,
That's
when
how
you
you fall
go
in
to
love.
school, you see your classmates every single day.
Yeah.
It's more than your own family.
And also, we always say, every day does genuinely feel like a week. The days are really long, and then you then do the evenings as well. So every day just feel like a week. So we were like, oh, it's only 6 weeks. You're like, but
No, but
feels
for
like
a
6
lot.
and
months.
it's no outside contact, no Instagram, no Twitter, no nothing.
That is wild.
No
doom scrolling.
Nothing.
Did you not just go a bit mental? Like, I would have felt like out of my mind.
It is quite intense, but you know what I do realise? Like, you know when you see the girls bicker and they're friends the next day, it's kind of like we'll bicker, but we only have each other.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bicker, but I'm still going to lean on you if I need a cuddle.
Yeah, like your family.
Like, you guys are a family.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I love a garden game, and it said I saw it on Instagram. It said they're playing a game in the garden, and I thought, could you imagine if you're at a wedding? You know, they play garden games, and you think you're going to be playing croquet or giant Jenga, and then you have to play that knowing me, knowing you.
Incredible.
At a wedding.
Do you know what I think?
What is your body count?
With all the bride and groom's family, mum, dad, really good. I actually think, wait, did I do this with you? Where we had to answer these questions. I've done
like
this.
a Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah, I often think the people that you know and love the most, you know least about.
That is true.
I genuinely think if we did it back to back, I reckon I'd get every single question wrong.
Yeah.
For you guys, who is the strongest couple left in the villa?
Who do you think? I think
There's two in different ways, but I'll give it to Sean and Lucinda. I just think against all odds, they're in such a great spot. Everyone was against them. Lucinda went through so much turmoil, and I feel like it wasn't even her fault originally, the drama. It was more of Sean's fault, right? But Sean's owned it. Sean's taken accountability. He's went through turmoil. And I think also they're always with each other every second of the day. Whether people were looking, whether people weren't looking, whether it was an on time or off time, they were just always with each other. So I just feel it's so real to me.
I think Lucinda and Sean, and I think Millie and Zach.
I think Millie.
You know what? There's actually 3 or 4.
Sammy and Kieran also. They're all just very different with how they show affection. Millie and Zach will just be off in a corner. You don't see them, but they've been with each other all night. Lucinda and Sean just do it in front of your face. You're just seeing it. We were across from them in the bed. Trust me, we've seen everything. They really like each other.
So have we.
Yeah. And I just love the way Sean stands up for it too. I think whether you're right or wrong or your girl's right or wrong, it doesn't matter. Handle that in private, but in public, stand up for her, talk your shit and back her up. And I think he does that so well. And it's really cool to see.
Now, this is a bit of a cheeky one. Which couple do you think is there for the wrong reasons?
Honestly, just going off of what I know, which I'm not in there anymore. I don't know everything, I guess, but I just think the way that Jessie came in, that's who I would pick. She has grown on me significantly. I got upset at the opinions game with her, but ever since then, she's been lovely. She's been nothing but lovely. I can't say anything bad about her. But I do think if there was a person I would guess, it would be her. And, there's no fault to her for that either. I think she came in so late. It's going to be hard to fall in love in a week and a half, right? But
I think we would have seen a different side to Jessie had she come in a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. I think that. I think it was just a bit of short space, short amount of time, big impact when she came in. But I mean, she had that phone call from her dad and she got really emotional, and I felt we all felt so sorry for her after that call. But you saw the switch up a little bit afterwards, and I was like, this is the Jessie, like this is the real nice, lovely girl that she is. Not saying that she wasn't that before, but just the Jessie stripped back from all the drama.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think she always had that about her. I think she was just involving herself too much in the drama. You never saw that side to her.
And if she continues that way, honestly, then I will take that opinion right back, because she has been lovely the last couple of days, definitely.
From fire pit fallouts to fairy tales of love, another unforgettable series in the villa is coming to an end, which means it's time for one final debrief. The girlies delivered nothing but iconic energy. We saw standout pieces that have graced our screens before, the breathless red latex moment, Millie's unforgettable route and boa dress, and the sensational Mercy dress that had the whole villa talking. Our gorgeous girlies absolutely understood the assignment. And let's talk about the boys, because they were on fire this season. Y2K was heavily revived, with Kieran and Tommy both rocking the vintage Oakland Athletics bomber jacket. Proof that Love Island and pre-loved aviator jackets go together real good. From first impressions to final moments, what a series this was. Pre-loved has told its own love story this winter. Find your perfect fit on eBay, proud sponsors of Love Island All-Stars. Now, I always say I don't like to read online comments, but one place I do like to read online comments is of the podcast. Thank you so much for keeping us entertained for the last 5.5 weeks with all of your comments. We've got some more for our final bonus episode. First up, we've got Shay, who says, funny that Whitney all of a sudden saying Leanne is wife material in front of Yamen, but behind Yamen's back was telling Scott to choose Cher and Belle. Why do we think that's changed?
Interesting. I don't think that Whitney always knows what Whitney thinks. Like, I just think sometimes, like, if Leanne was being like, if they were really getting on one day, I think she'd say, yeah, Leanne's wifey material. Then I think someday she sees something in Belle or something in Cher and she's like, yeah, you should pick them. Like, I think she kind of moves with the wind, Darwit. Like, I don't think she's, like, attached to anything, to be honest.
I also think, and this is, I listen, I don't want to say that this is true. I'm just floating a theory.
Yeah, right. We've got all about theories in this place.
That maybe she actually has some feelings that are undiscovered within herself for Scott. And she's like, maybe honestly, unconsciously trying to like throw him off the scent and make him see that she is in front of him.
Wow.
I don't think she's in love with him. I'm just saying it's not like, I actually do have a male best friend, so I really can resonate with the feeling of seeing your best friend really in love with someone.
Or maybe like what you were saying before, maybe it's the thing of like, maybe it's the whole thing of like, you know, Whitney's maybe seeing her best friend like potentially being taken away from that.
But I don't think that like, if I saw him behave in that way, that he genuinely did really like someone, I'd be like, yeah, like encourage it. Rather than being like, oh, wait, but what about that? And what about that? Like, I think that's a bit confusing for a friend to do to you, because you're like, wait, but also, especially if you're confused, you're like, wait, I don't really know what I think. And now you don't really know what you think. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. We've got an excellent comment here from Bets, who says, Yamen holding food in a pot, eating it whilst the girls argue made me laugh so hard. That was pure comedy for me. A true American bachelor with no embarrassment whatsoever.
We love Yamen.
We love Yamen.
Man. Yeah.
A fair few times when we're talking, we're like, and like there's a serious conversation happening, Yamen's just eating.
Yeah. He's so well fed, that man.
Well fed.
I love that.
Did everyone see how last night he finished his steak?
Yeah, and no one else did.
And no one else did.
Yes.
And he made sure he got those protein macros in early.
Yeah, he's not messing around. It was probably second dinner. Honestly, they probably had a real dinner, and that was just for filming, and Yamen thought, no, there's food.
No, I've got macros to hit.
Imagine if Mills passed that steak over. You're not going to finish up Millie's whole steak on her plate.
I feel like we need to put in a petition for Yamen to be a guest Summer Love Island.
Yes, we do, you know.
And then finally, we have one from Sweet Likes, who said, their parents, friends and siblings, they all made the girls chill out and remind them that they were on Love Island, not Drama Island. They should have added the parents in a bit earlier into the game because it's been non-stop drama. Sweet Likes, that's a lovely comment, but I will say, as someone that has to talk about Love Island 6 nights a week, 7 with the bonus episode, we love the drama.
We're grateful for the drama.
Yeah. And you know what? The love always does come.
Yeah.
Look at us now.
It does.
Final week. Yeah. They have a little sit down, last supper, and everyone starts kissing again.
Also, we weren't to know that everyone was just going to keep bringing up the same stuff.
Yeah.
So, we were waiting for friends and family until they really needed it. We couldn't shine them in 2 weeks in. That's just a holiday.
Agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we had to wait a little bit for them to miss them.
Yeah.
And then, alas, they did come in and they did really
It was
tell them
kind of
what's
like, it was kind of all of them kind of getting like told off though.
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, all the kids are behaving too badly. Let's get the parents.
Yes.
I genuinely think it's like BC and AD and BC, whatever it is. Like there was before parents Love Island and then after parents Love Island.
It's like parents' evening,
Yes.
After parents' evening, you get your shit together.
And
Yeah,
I feel like
true.
if it had gone too
Everyone
early,
is on best behaviour now, yeah.
If it had gone too early, it would have just turned into a weekly phone call.
Yes.
Because they'd have to update them.
Fair.
Like, no, you're still in the drama. Please stop. Like,
I told you this. Like,
Yeah.
let's just go over what we discussed last week.
Yeah.
You're still not doing that. You're still moving mad.
The velocity of the pie was high. We know.
Yeah.
Drop it.
Yes, we saw you cry.
Yeah.
now, Carrington, the 4-way trip to the secret garden, the love square.
Oh, we haven't
Did
forgotten.
you just get dragged into that?
I'll
So
be
I feel
honest.
like I hadn't
I
really
think
seen you and Harrison talk. And then suddenly he's like, you'll do, come on.
Harrison took Carrington under his wing like a little dog.
No,
It was
he
like
did
they were
not.
just trying to be
He
menaces
did
together.
not.
I was like, this is not happening.
basically what happened is I'm really close with Cher and he was unsure about his decision. He's like, I want to talk to Cher, but I don't want it to be so forwards. I don't want it to be one-on-one. I don't want Belle to think like I'm changing my mind. And I was thinking, okay, I'm telling everyone to get to know somebody new, whether it's Cher and Scott or Leanne or in Yamen, anyone. And I'm like, am I a hypocrite for maybe wanting to get to know Jesse, but I didn't fully. So I'm like, let's just have a group chat. It's not going to be that serious. Everyone's going to think it's not that serious. And it's going to be way better than pulling these people. Because I need to get a vibe from Jessie. I don't even know her well. I'm not going to just say I'm interested in her to Helena. I got to get the feeling first. So we did a little group trip. I thought it was a great idea. I thought it was very low key. And I learned that not all ideas are great. They all said it was very serious, but we're like, you know what? It's not that serious. I learned it is pretty serious. And so I will not be doing that ever again.
Now, Helena, look, we really felt like we watched you grow this season. And we even saw you say, like, in the early stages of Lucinda and Sean, you felt like you could kind of see some of the mistakes you made in Lucinda. How do you think now you would say that you've changed?
I think from my previous series, I wouldn't say it's so much I've changed. I think I've just been a lot more vulnerable this time. I think last time I just went in with the attitude, I don't care, you can do whatever you want, I'm not going to say anything, I'm going to sit back, I'm going to enjoy myself, blah, blah, blah. And I think I've kind of lived by that my whole life. And I don't think I've ever gotten to a point where I've had to not force myself to be vulnerable, but make myself more vulnerable to people, because you're never going to allow someone in if you're not vulnerable yourself. And I think I learned a lot from my previous series. And I think just watching yourself back on TV, which obviously not a lot of people do, is really telling of you, like you learn things about yourself that you didn't even know. And I'd watch myself back and be like, oh my God, who is she? So I would say it was more just opening up more, being more vulnerable. And I wouldn't really say I changed. I don't think I was involved in the drama this time. I think because it was, for me, it wasn't chaos like it was last time. It was just peace over problems, whereas last time it was just problems over peace.
Yeah. I'm really interested to know, and I wasn't going to ask this, but now you've said that. Did you watch your series as soon as you came out, or did you watch it in preparation for All Stars? Because I still haven't watched mine, and it's 7 years on.
If I'm completely honest, I've probably watched about 3 episodes and that was enough.
That
was enough for me to
You
be
were
like,
all your friends were like, this is just the gist for the whole time.
yeah. And I'm like, I've seen clips on TikTok and I'm like, yeah, we ain't running that back. Like,
Okay.
I'm never watching that again.
I feel
I saw
you.
a few things and I was just like, yeah, no, that's not me.
Yeah.
Did you have that when you came out? And did you watch it back?
Do you know what? I didn't watch it back for ages. So
But
for
I still
ages,
haven't.
I don't think I've even
You
finished
never watched it?
I think I got up to Casa Amor and that was enough for me.
Yeah, and then it was like really traumatic.
I still haven't. I'm 7 years out now.
Wow.
I think I'm closer
Guys,
to watching it.
Yeah.
fine.
I think I'm closer
I think you're
to.
pretty healed now.
But I think because I have such like a rose-tinted Cancerian view on the whole thing, I wouldn't want to go back, and because I know there were like very high points and there were very low points. I wouldn't want to go back and like
relive it.
relive it.
That's the
Let it be
thing,
there.
because when you watch it back, like even me, like I didn't watch it for ages. When you come out, you're so consumed in your couple, when you're just doing other things. There were a few clips that I was like, you know what, let's see what everyone's talking about then.
Yeah.
Watched it, absolutely regretted it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well,
regretted it.
also because you just want it to be what it
You
was
don't
for
want to
you.
relive it. And it's like, I've
Yeah.
moved past it. We've made up. We're flourishing. We're in love. So what's the point in bringing up old things that we already hashed out?
Yeah.
It just gives you enough perspective. And then you end up having an argument.
Yeah. No, you must watch because you're iconic, Amy.
Now, do either of you have any regrets?
I don't have any regrets, actually. Do you?
Just kidding. No, I have zero. I have zero regrets. I do wish that, I didn't piss Helen off once or twice, but it happened and we're past it. So no regrets. Glad where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could say I regret bidding Carrington off, but I don't regret it because I don't think we'd be at the place we are now if I hadn't done that. I really don't think we would. I think I would.
That's true.
The narrative that I had in my head at the time, I was like, he's annoying, he's this, he's that. But I wasn't seeing Carrington for Carrington. I was just seeing him as annoying.
Yeah.
So I think unless I'd binned you off at that point, I don't think we could have come back.
I agree. I think when I was in Villa USA, again, it's just been so long since I've had to flirt in a sense of you have a couple days to flirt, get to know somebody. And I was just putting it on, and that's not really me. And I think with me and Belle, we just got off on the wrong foot because of that. But when I met Helen, I was like, I'm just going to be me. I'm going to go at my natural pace. And I thought it was going great. But all she heard from Belle was I was sticking it way quick. So she's like, this guy is full of shit. And I get that. But it's just more I came into, I found myself again. I wasn't nervous or anything like that. So once we kind of called it off, I would say things were really natural and it's very great between us. And then we went back on after the heart rate, but it's been really smooth sailing ever since. We're really similar in a lot of ways. I think Scott was the first person to say that. And yeah, I'm just glad there's no more overthinking. Should I pull her for a chat now? I don't want to annoy her. I talked to her best friend. Oh shit. I'm in the doghouse now. Now it's just so easy. And, it's natural. I love it.
Heart rate challenge did bits.
Yeah.
Speedos.
Now, there's been a lot of talk this week about the different terms. We've got closed off, exclusive, boyfriend, girlfriend. What does it mean? Can you imagine if you were dating someone on the outside and they were like, it would literally take someone exceptional for me to leave you? You'd be like,
It is mad.
It's
I
mad.
often think that. The way that people, it's almost like a game of trading cards. It is wild the way that people talk about it. As if you could just be swapped out that easily. I can't remember when this was, but when Millie was like, me and Jessie are basically the same person. We both got blonde hair, blue eyes. I was like, oh sis, I think it's a bit more than that.
We would hope.
You know what I mean? But it really becomes that binary.
Also, I feel like in Love Island, for some reason, it always, the closed off, exclusive, whatever we want to call it, always happens a bombshell too late, in my opinion. With Sammy and Kieran, I think that is a bit what happened. They should have had that conversation prior, but because it's Love Island, it's what you're meant to do, we're here to explore connections, you have to almost push that extra one, whereas in the outside world, by the time you're kind of sleeping with someone, you'd probably say, are you shagging anyone else? Because I'm not, and I'd like us to not do that. And that would be it. If they then were out looking and swapping, you wouldn't give them the time of day.
I think the rule should just be you're coupled up, that's a format point. That's not a choice thing. That has to happen.
That's who you're sharing a bed with.
Yeah, you have to share a bed with them. And then I think, unless you're going to be a boyfriend and girlfriend, I think there should be no talk of it because, I think once you're in that connection with someone, then you can say, oh, we're exclusive, but we've seen it time and time and time again. People go exclusive and then a new bombshell comes in, or last summer, someone that's already there says, actually, I do really like you still. And it all changes. So what was the point in us having to sit through that conversation? You're either together or you're not.
Exactly.
No, that should be it. You're together or you're not. You're in a romantic connection or a friendship couple. And then if you want to go boyfriend and girlfriend, that's absolutely fine. But can we take out all these middle bits?
Now, Carrington, there was a game that you guys all played the other day, and there was a few people that said that they wouldn't want to be stuck in a lift with you. We really want to know over here why that is, because we were all a bit like, well, why don't you want to be in a lift for Carrington?
Shocked.
Yeah, basically, every single one of those girls, if you bring them out here, maybe not Belle and Jessie, but every other one, it's a lot, good percentage. I feel like we had such a great time and I made them laugh all the time. However, they would find me, I don't know, just joking around too much, being annoying. I don't know. I was actually hurt by that. I was like, you know what? I feel like we're all really close. Like, why wouldn't you want to be in a lift with me? But it is. I am a lot of times. So
I think they meant it in a positive way. I think, like, the way to put it correctly is maybe Carrington's an off button. So sometimes when you just want to chill, Carrington won't chill.
I'm always going. Yeah, that is
So
true.
Carrington's the person you bring to the after party.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, we'll go to the next one.
Yeah. If it was an after party question, no doubt.
Then you definitely want to be stuck in a lift with Carrington because the vibes will be high.
Yes.
Right? Thank you.
That's it for today, and that's it for me for this whole series. Indiyah will be taking the reins for the next 2 episodes, all the way from South Africa.
All the way from South Africa. Amy, we're going to miss you.
I miss you too.
But make sure you tune in tomorrow because I'm going to be catching up with Tommy and Jessie ahead of the final. See you then.
See you then.